Hey everybody and welcome back to a new video. Today I'm here to show you Dehancer, how it works in Lightroom and how it gives you a great film look to your photos. Now this video isn't sponsored by Dehancer in any way, but I do love their products, so keep that in mind. And I just love to show you guys how they work. So let's just get straight into it. So straightforward to the building photo. First of all, I'm just gonna straighten it out. Auto straighten, that does the trick. Right click, I've already installed the Dehancer app, so I'm not gonna go to that any further, any details on that, because it's really easy to install and they give you like a manual for that. And yeah, we are gonna edit a copy in Lightroom, from Lightroom. And straight off the bat, you can see the photo has changed. It is suggesting Superia 1600 because that is the one that I used recently, and this is actually a bit of a problem. I don't know if you can change it from the settings or something. I haven't checked that out yet, but usually when you've edited a photo in Dehancer, it leaves the settings on. So the next time you edit a photo in it, or you bring a photo from Lightroom to Dehancer, it gives you the same settings straight away that you used last time. It doesn't matter like what you used in Source, in Film Developer and stuff like that. It just leaves them there. But yeah, let's go straight forward to it. And for this photo, I'm feeling like it's a CineStill photo. You can scroll down through the menu on here on the left side, but you can also come and check from here from the top down menu. And let's see CineStill. Why can't I see CineStill anywhere? There it is. Let's try 800T. That looks kind of good. And we got a lot of grain here, so from here you have these checks and you can actually see what it looks like without grain. You can see what it looks like without halation and what it looks like without bloom. And actually this photo by itself looks already really awesome. I love how the colors just are punching out, but let's go. First of all, you want to check out print. Now the print that I use is Kodak 2383, but you can try glossy paper. It gives you sort of this, well, a glossy paper look to it, and it looks kind of more shiny. And then you got a cooler look with the 3513 print. And then you got a Cineon film log, that is a log profile. You can see here, and linear, that is kind of the basic mode that you use. You know, it keeps everything like normal and it doesn't change things to the paper. But like I said, I use Kodak 2383, and let's get to it. Film Developer. So here you can do some contrast boost, etc., gamma correction if you want, color separation, that's usually at 100, color boost. Now this is something that I don't use. It boosts it a lot at 100%. Well, actually, maybe if you want to boost a sunset a little bit, give it that orange punch to it, that's fine. Now in film compression, I usually use it to flatten out the highlights. Now why do I do that? Because that's something that usually people don't want. I use it because usually when I take a photo, a film photo, or I see a vintage film photo, the highlights are kind of flattened on those, photos. So when you push the white point, it flattens them, and when you push it down, it brightens them. So flatten them a little bit because you want that film look. Then on the expand menu, you can flatten out like the whole picture. I don't usually use this unless I want the black point to deepen those blacks that are on the photo. Usually I don't want that either. Maybe on this photo a little bit. Then the print, I already told you, but here I don't usually use contrast boost. It was here in Film Developer. I use tonal contrast. So what I like to do is push the tonal contrast a little bit so it deepens, the shadows and punches out the colors even more. And then we head on To color head, I don't touch this usually at all. This is like if you feel that you got too many blues on your photo, you can turn it to the yellow, or maybe you want to punch out that the sunset is yellowish, not like what it's showing right now. Then you can, you know, you just adjust the colors if you want to, with shadows, midtones, highlights, etc. But I don't like touching that. Usually you could just turn it off and that's it. Then there's the film grain part, and this of course is one of the important parts about film photography, because this has been taken in the sunset and it is a darkish photo, so you can expect it to have grain in a real film photo, so you want a little bit of grain. Now I can closen up a little bit here and you can see what it looks like if I turn it off. It still has some grain in it because I had to shoot in high ISO, but I'm gonna add a little bit of film grain to it. And the best part about this is you can actually change it how much you have grain in different parts of the photo. Now this is taken in dark, so I'm gonna assume that you have the most grain in the shadows. Now the midtones, I like to put, let's say 30, and highlights, let's say 10. That's it. And when I take it away, you can see it is actually looking kind of good. The grain doesn't affect the photo that much that it makes it unclear, but it still looks kind of filmish. Now let's give it some oomph. You have the option to add some bloom and halation. And the fun part about this is, to me, it doesn't look artificial. It looks kind of cool. Of course, you can make it look artificial if you do too much of it, but you can actually add some, let's add some global halation, global diffusion on halation, local diffusion. So local diffusion, I can actually closen up so you can see that on the windows, the local diffusion is like it localizes from the windows, the halation. The global diffusion is it like affects every part that would have halation. So not really gonna put that much on global, but local halation, of course, I'm gonna use that. And smooth as hell, please, thank you. The grain background actually affects the halation too. So if you have a lot of grain, it kind of blooms a little bit more. So I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. I don't want it to look like it's a neon light. I want it to look like it's got some halation there. And then you got the amplifier that amplifies how much the halation is gonna show. I'm gonna just pump it up and let's see, put the hue a little bit to the right. This actually changes the color from red to orange, and actually if you see that you turn it red, the hue kind of turns it, it's not that smooth anymore. Let's go a little bit closer. You can see that this is not smooth. This is not smooth at all. So if you put the hue straight on to the right side, pow, smooth as hell. The impact, we don't need that much impact. Let's put it a little bit back, and that's it. I'm loving it. And then of course the bloom, I'm gonna have put it up, put the details up a little bit, amplify the diffusion. Maybe I don't want to save the highlights. It's just windows. So when you don't save the highlights, you're gonna see that the highlights are gonna pop up more. You don't want to do that too much. Good God. But yeah, that's it for the photo right here. This is looking like I want it to look. I love the bloom, I love the colors, etc. Now what I forgot to tell you is that when you select your film here, you have this push-pull EV on the bottom here. This means kind of like when you're shooting film, you usually shoot like 2 stops plus or minus, that depending on the lighting situation, depending on the film, depending on your ISO that the film has, etc. So that it doesn't kind of, you know, doesn't turn out too dark or too bright. So you can adjust the stops from this lever here. So let's say that I want to adjust it. It seems like it's too damp on the middle, so I want to just push up, like I want to push up the highlights a little bit, so use that, and that is looking great. And then you just press OK, and then it saves your photo to the library, and here we can see the difference of the photo. It is looking quite great. Now this is a difficult kind of photo to edit in just Dehancer, so we're gonna have to do some adjustifications in Lightroom. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna push up the shadows because I want those leaves to show a lot. Then I'm gonna take here the sky, and I'm gonna turn down the exposure because I think the sky is too bright. And now that I look at the leaves, I'm gonna go back to the leaves and turn down the shadows just a little bit like that. And then just yet again edit in Dehancer. No, actually not yet. We are gonna crop it a little bit. Let's just crop it a little bit like that. There. Good. Edit in Dehancer Lightroom plugin. And I want these leaves to punch out like that. And like I said, all the adjustments that I did to the photo before, they are here. They are showing here right now what it looks like here. And I don't actually like it that much. So I'm just gonna turn off the halation and the bloom for a moment, and then I'm gonna look for a film stock that kind of punches out the oranges. Actually, Lomochrome purple looks kind of cool. It kind of gives this, you know, vibe of, what are those, cherry blossoms. So I'm gonna use that. I'm gonna push down the EV. Oh, that is great. We're gonna go straight off to print, and in print we are gonna turn down the exposure a little bit. I should have punched out the shadows, but yeah, you get the point. Punch out the shadows in that photo. Too much grain. I think there's too much grain. That is looking actually pretty dope. Let's see if I could just change the shadows here after editing. And there you go. That's it. And that's looking actually pretty cool. Really cool. And then the third photo, my portrait. There's nothing really that I want to do with it. Let's just head straight into the plugin, see what it does. Padam, that is looking awful, really awful. What's going on? Lomochrome purple, that's what's going on. What if we use Kodak Ultramax? Ultramax is one of my favorite film stocks to shoot actually anything. With portraits, it looks great. Push or pull. I'm gonna push it a little bit. We are gonna go and push out the white point a little bit. On itself, this looks actually pretty good already. Maybe put some tonal contrast on it. No halation. Let's see what we can do with bloom. I am going to put everything where they were at the beginning. That's looking actually pretty nice. I like that. I'm just gonna add some grain to it, make it a grainy photo. Yeah, that's it. Okay. And like so, we have edited 3 photos. I'm just gonna put them side by side. And then we're gonna see the before and after. Before, after, before, after, before, after. And that is how Dehancer works and makes your photos look really, really film-like awesome. It is easy to use. It took me like 20 minutes to do this part of the video with this, edit. So I'm loving it. I'm really loving it. Now I know that if you have checked out Dehancer, the price might be a little bit daunting. So use Timo10 at checkout and you will get a 10% discount of the apps that it has to offer. So I couldn't suggest any other app more highly than Dehancer. Now I've been using Dehancer for a while now, mainly color grading my videos, and I couldn't be more happy. And it's great that I get to use it in Lightroom too. Now when I use Dehancer in Premiere Pro to color grade my videos, it has cut my editing time in half because I suck at color grading and stuff like that. So it has made my life much more easier and much more interesting because Dehancer is a great app or a plugin, whatever you want to call it, to use. Now, if you liked the video, remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I'll be seeing you in the next one.